got my fiddle fig houseplant. Finally. I picked it up on the clearance rack, so it is rough. But I like to do that. It's a lot cheaper, and I like to rehabilitate them into a beautiful plant. So anyway, me and my daughter transplanted this this weekend, and I just barely got it in. Wanted to show it off. We've got some rough leaves. It wasn't well taken care of at the store. But that being said, let's get into the details on how to take care of this kind of a plant. Hello everyone, welcome back to Garden Fever. I'm Corey Lefevre, your host, coming to you direct from northern Utah in the United States. I want to thank you for joining me today. So today we're going to talk about this bad boy right here. It might be kind of hard to see with all the foliage behind, so I'll get you an up close look at it here in a second. But this plant is the fiddle fig houseplant. Unless you live in a tropical area, more than likely you grow this indoors. Can't survive winter, needs warm temperatures. I'm going to give you all the information you need to know so you can grow this plant and have it thrive inside your home. It's a wonderful house plant, looks great in corners. And with that, let's just jump right in and I'll give you all the info. Let's go. So the fiddle fig is a popular house plant, large house plant actually. It's known for its large glossy leaves that are violin shaped. While it's beautiful, it also has a reputation of being rather finicky. I don't think it's that bad, but today I'm going to help you out so that you have a good experience with growing it. So let's start with the light. First, it prefers bright light, not direct light, bright light. So if you have it in a place where the sun beats down on it directly, you can scorch the leaves. However, the brighter the better, obviously. Occasionally rotate the plant so that it bushes out and you have more of a fuller plant, or else it'll just stem. Watering. When watering, put your finger in about 2 inches, about to the knuckle, and if it's dry, you can go ahead and water it. If you feel any kind of moisture, don't. If you see yellowing leaves, root rot could be the cause of it, generally. If the leaves curl, it tends to be because it's underwatered. So getting good water is essential, having it right and the right amount of light. So on the soil, you want to use well-drained potting mix, a mix with, preferably of course, this is ideal, with peat, perlite, and organic matter works pretty good. Temperature, it thrives between 60 to 75 degrees or 15 to 24 degrees Celsius depending on where you're at. It likes humidity, so consider using a humidifier or occasionally misting them down. Those leaves like to be wiped off. Don't let them dust up. They're very big and easy to wipe, and I would do that occasionally for this plant. Also, a good spray of neem oil does well. It gives it a nice sheen, makes it glossy look. The leaves take it very well, and that can help with it as well. Repot every 1 to 2 years, or just go large from the beginning, but the watering can become difficult if you go large from the very beginning, so you got to be kind of careful. When you prune, trim any dead or damaged leaves to encourage new growth. You can clip the tops to do that too, so you can maintain the plant shape. You can stake it for tall plants. Use stakes to provide the support. When you get no new growth, lack of light and nutrients is probably the issue. So if it's just kind of alive but it's not really growing and it's not bearing any new leaves, it's probably because it's in too low of light or the soil is poor. Just give it a fertilizer tea or some compost soil to kind of help boost it. Go in a little bit about propagating them. Stem cutting is the easiest. Choose the cutting, select a healthy stem with at least 1 to 2 leaves and a node, the point where leaves attach to the stem. Use a sharp, clean scissors, make sure they're sterile, to make a cut just below the node, just right below it. Remove any lower leaves underneath the node. Let the cutting dry for 1 to 2 hours to reduce the risk of rot. Place the cutting in a clear jar of water. Ensure that the node is submerged but not the leaves. That's a key point. Change the water every 2 to 3 days. And usually within 4 to 6 weeks, the roots should start showing signs of being there. And if you put it directly into the soil, dip the end in rooting hormone for good results, and then plant it in moist, well-drained soil and cover it with a plastic bag or humidity dome to retain that moisture. Once roots are about 2 to 3 inches long, you can transplant the cutting into a pot with some fresh soil. You can also do air layering. This is a little bit more pro tip. I would just go with the cutting personally. Make a small cut or remove a strip of bark around the healthy stem, and then wrap the area with a damp moss and cover it with plastic wrap. Once roots form within 4 to 6 weeks, cut the stem below the root and then plant it. So, pest control. Fiddle-leaf figs can attract spider mites, mealybugs, and scale bugs. It's possible. So spider mites, tiny specks of fine webbing on the leaves is what you'll see. This is how you identify them. Mealybugs have a cottony white spots on the stems and undersides of the leaves, and scale bugs have brown shell-like bumps or stems on the leaves. They almost look like dried, like liquid that had dried and left a little bump. You can use an insecticidal soap. Use a Dr. Brommer's and neem oil mix, or an environmentally friendly soap, and just mix it and spray it down. Prevention is obviously the best way. You keep the plant clean to avoid overwatering or else it'll attract pests. And then make sure whenever you get a new plant, I always inspect the leaves, wipe them all down. That's one of the first treatment things that I do, as you can see in the previous video. You can also, they grow well together, so pair one up with each other, and with natural fixtures like woven baskets, wooden stands, or minimal pots to enhance their bold green leaves. Add smaller plants nearby for a layering indoor jungle vibe. So this plant definitely likes the pH balance for soil to be between 6 to 7 on the scale. But it can handle a range between 3 and 10. So 6 and 7 is just like the bullseye, but 3 to 10 will work. So for this plant, it's native to Western Africa. Its grow zones are between 9 and 11. So indoors, it grows pretty good if you're outside of those ranges. But if you're in zones 9 through 11, you can grow it outside. They can grow up to 50 feet outside. So if you're growing it indoors, the bigger the pot you have it in, the bigger it'll get. The smaller the pot, the more miniature it will. Some of the mistakes and things that make this kind of a finicky plant is it doesn't like drafts. If the soil is too wet or soil is too dry, it'll start to struggle. Too much sun. Now it likes it bright, but not direct. Keep that in mind. Same with not enough sun. If the air is dry, all of this will make it kind of finicky. Now as long as you keep it pretty stable and whatnot, I don't think you'll have any problem. Another lesser known fact about the fiddle fig tree or house plant is that it will sprout from the trunk if you cut it back. So it doesn't always come up from the top of the leaves like some other traditional plants. It can come down from the below in the trunk. And you can grow it 2 ways. Either you can bush it out, or you can grow it really tall and big. Alright, thanks for watching Garden Fever. I truly appreciate you stayed to the end of the video. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, all that good stuff. And I hope it helps you. This is known to be a finicky plant, but I don't think it really is. Just keep it stable, keep it well watered, and have it in a bright corner, and it should do fine. I bought mine on the clearance rack and nursed it back to life. This is a couple weeks after I did that, and it bounced right back. So don't be intimidated. There's much more harder plants out there. And with that, let's make this world a paradise 1 yard at a time. Till next time.